Welcome. Monday, market open. And we did see some really nice inflow from Saturday and Sunday market close, actually. So, yeah, it was a good buyback, mostly pushed by spot backs, and Perp did follow it as well. Technically, we did exact the same thing what we did last week on Sunday. From the break of the structure, we just spike into the whole resistance and the big bits. Same thing what we did over here, right? That whole buyback was quite massive, a little bit unsustainable, but that besides, we went into the 65, and right now we are getting close to bigger pockets around 67-ish area. So there is still potential to up momentum for us. Unfortunately, it is what it is. It's been just news driven, and yeah, we're gonna continuing a little bit more higher up. Let's follow on long and short. So far, we are a little bit more squeezing into it a little bit. Shorts are stacking, but still longs are a little bit more in drive mode to go a little bit more higher. We do have a quite big fair value gap, so it could be a little bit more easier to get back at 67, or even what I'm aiming personal 68 or 69. That's the last short squeeze that we could see before we're gonna see some potential reversal signs, but that's just on the daily 1 hour. We are still heading like across the market a little bit more heavy into the long. So yeah, we did have a really good weekly close, but that doesn't change anything yet. And to be changing the whole perspective of the downtrend, we really need to get above 71-ish area. So that's still quite far away, a lot of work to do, but yeah, we are technically a little bit more bottoming. And let's see if we're gonna create the range over here, or we're gonna spike a little bit more higher up. So that's gonna be quite interesting to see the whole week, how that's gonna be continuous going from now. We do have some numbers coming in this week, so the volatility will be coming in. And so for now, what we did see on VIX, we got quite nicely into the 23-ish area. We've been in an uptrend so far. Right now, we are technically at the support, so it's making or breaking it. Losing the 15, you start to get at 14 and break the whole momentum for the upside, and we might tend to go a little bit more deeper into the 13 or even 12-ish if that's going to be the case. So that means there's going to be potential for the uptrend for the market, especially on the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin have quite a way to go to even starting to reaching 71k. So maybe that's going to be the trick. But then still note, if we're gonna break the low, what we used to do like before that whole big uptrend as well, this is something to consider, right? Losing that low, what we are right now at 14, we could potentially wait for that whole big uptrend as well, right? Because we are technically still overall at volatility at support, right? So yeah, still good, good to go for now. Let's have a look on Dixie. We are technically a little bit more above 91.5 at the support that we came from. So still uptrending, but losing 99.3, losing that low that we are right now. You're gonna start to break bigger and coming back at the previous range. So still, that's nothing changing yet till we're not gonna get below this whole big range. And know that this been hold for quite long and heavily as well. We didn't break that range. We came up even into the resistance of $100. So staying here and not even breaking 99.3, we could continue that same pattern. Like we're gonna range it out till we're gonna break it. Okay, so know that this is still not changing much. It is still uptrending overall till we're not gonna lose the 98, right? That's the whole line in the sand for the bigger rotation forming. Moving on the whole total, yeah, we do see potential quite nice inflow of it. That's really spiking up after the whole downtrend. So yeah, this is kind of like holding on the support as well really nicely. A really nice bounce. Right, still, is it something that we are changing? Not much. We did regain the previous high. That's only the thing. The overall high time frame stuff start to get over here. So not only we are still far away from it, to change that, we need to do a little bit more bigger inflow of capital rotation, right? So that's still not much to see from it. We could be potentially aiming for a pullback to hold at least at 600-ish area. So for that to be the break of the level, still far away. So let's see how we're going to be continuing from today. A quite good week to open up for, but that said as well, we are aiming for technically for a pullback or anything. SPX did came quite high with a potentially really massive gap as well below us. So from losing the low to getting back at the underside retest, that's still potentially aiming to go a little bit more higher. So we are quite close to break out from it. This is still potential to go higher even, right? Even if you lost the whole money inflow and the cash flow is still positive, oscillation are quite cooled off. We are turning around and aiming to go higher. That's still potential, and we could see a bigger divergence happening as well on that one. So if that's going to be the case, we're going to get breakout from it, we're going to get into the highs, we could see a really big divergence coming in, and that could be the trick to go even lower or break the high time frame. Now note, we are technically doing exactly the same thing what we used to do over here, right? Break of the structure, coming back into the resistance and then grinding it sideways. If we're going to see something like this, that kind of distribution, you could potentially see a deeper correction on it. Okay, now that could be the case in the next couple, at least months overall, but let's see how we're going to be dealing with it, right? We are at the resistance, so be cautious about it. That could break quite easily right now, but with that kind of big inflow from the lows, that's potentially the case as well. So that's on the side of SPX. Moving on NASDAQ, we are about close to breakout from it, similar to SPX, right? Big gap as well, so everything is quite massive, pushed and diluted with the whole inflow from yesterday. And yeah, this is still a continuation, exact the same thing as I've been talking about the SPX, right? The break of the structure that we have, similar to what we have right now. We broke the low twice even, so technically we are in a broken structure, but we are close to regaining that back, right? But grinding it out into the sideways, a little bit more like uptrending, breaking some structure and then failing it, that could be the trick to even go lower. But that said, that's going to take quite a long time to do that, right? That's not going to be easily to deal with. So overall, still good, but the aggregated one, still in the massive break of the structure with a gap as well. But yeah, we could potentially get back at 2.6 easily if that starts to continuing higher up, right? So yeah, that still didn't change much. Moving on gold, really good buyback so far. Weekend was a little bit more shady because it didn't break anything, and right now we are in a massive push into the highs. We are at the 4.3, so that's the point that we should regain, and right now we are breaking out from it, so that's good if we only close above that, right? But pulling it back right now and failing at 4.7 could be potential for the new low or retesting the whole buyback, but the buyback is quite strong on the gold right now. So yeah, regaining at 4.3, it's good. Now you have a quite a value gap in between that, so that shouldn't be that hard to get back at 4.4, okay, and to get that whole swing failure back. All right, so yeah, potentially we could see some really nice uptrend for gold, but then to change the whole direction of it, we need to get back above 4.5, right? That's the whole key level right now for gold to flip the RSI and do some potential uptrending. So far, it's still downtrending overall high time frame. This is just a really nice bounce, a really good and strong one. Okay. Following with silver as well. Now silver was a little bit more better outlooking than gold because it didn't lose the low. It did lose the structure on the body, but we didn't get back below the wick. So still technically it is a little bit more uptrending, a little bit more better looking for it. So it's a little bit more in the range. Now for silver to flip the whole scenario, we need to get back only above 74, and that will do the trick to get back a little more higher because the rest is quite tested, and then you have a big fair value gap into the 90. So it shouldn't be that hard for silver to maintain its uptrend for now. So overall, still good. oscillation is quite nice. We do see some reversals happening and trend changing, and even cash flow positive start to reverse as well. So that's quite nice to see on most of the tokens right now. And let me have a look on silver. Oil. Oil did break quite heavily already into the low, so we broke the 85. We've been like holding that for quite a while, and right now we are breaking into the low, so that's fine. Now note as well, oil, it's good that we see a lower price on it, but that doesn't reflect that quickly on the price that we're paying, of course, in the real world. So that's something different, but it's still good to see oil coming back into the lows, right? At least right now we want to see it around 77-ish area, and then the whole big support start to get around 74. Let's see how we're going to be dealing with that. Breaking that will be massive, because then you have the whole gap below that, and it's been a while. We've been there since February, so yeah, there is still some momentum for the downside. So yeah, just a quick one for the new IPO that we had Friday, and it was quite quite sneaky of them to open up on Friday. We had the pullback right now, and so far, like, we kind of expect it to be like from the whole weekend, we're gonna have a big gap, and let's see if we're gonna fill that straight up and break that low, what we said on the 161, or that's gonna be the push into the new price, the discovery of it. Or not really discovery, because the listing was already technically doing something like this, right? So we've been downtrending before the IPO open up, and then right now we could deal with the new highs of it. But let's see. There's something to consider and look out for if you are like about to buy it. Now moving on the CME gaps, there are no gaps technically on the daily, not even on 4-hour. We're still dealing with the big ones over here, so we are quite far away from it, so not much to talk about that. Dominance did drop quite heavily, right, from the whole massive downtrend what we had, and right now we've been kind of pushing a little bit more higher, and we do see some dominance coming a little bit into the negative as well, so below 55%. Yeah, could be the trick to follow that, but let's see. This is nothing major yet. Overall, what I would like to see is coming back below 58, but yeah, that's still isn't the case on the high time frame. Okay, we did test quite heavily into the lows, but the only thing what's left is 55 if you're gonna aim for the structure, but that's not something key on the dominance charts. So yeah, that's overall market structure. Let's have a look on the capital flow. That's as well quite interesting, because we've been downtrending on capital. Dixie and VIX been last week quite in a nice uptrend. Right now we do see some pullbacks on it, just a pullback, nothing major yet. We didn't break anything, so kind of a small rotations going on, right? The SPX and Nasdaq came down, Dixie came down, but the market crypto overall went a little more higher, so you could see potential some inflows in and outflowing, so that's still fine, but there's nothing major changing yet. Now moving on the daily, if you zoom in, yeah, so we still are a little bit more in the uptrend, of course. That's obviously from the lows that we settled on June the 10th. Technically, this is squeeze potential oriented view. So if you see this kind of potential of the markets coming back into the neutral, we are about to squeeze quite hard on the market. That's even on the both ones. Even it's going to be the stocks, even it's going to be the crypto. No matter what, there is some potential of squeezing out. So that means we take out of the shorts or the longs whatsoever, and then let's see which way we're going to break out from it, because then the flow of the money will do the whole rotation flip, right? And then you're gonna see like, okay, what we're gonna do on the Bitcoin or on the crypto side. If that's gonna be going lower, that means we take care of the lows and we break the structure into the prior lows what we settled, and then vice versa on the stocks as well. That's if that's going to be the continuation. So we are potentially squeezing much more in a second about that, but just to inform you, it's been a while we've been in that kind of a squeeze on the daily. I think the last time we saw that was somewhere in May beginning, or even in April. Last time I saw this kind of squeeze on the daily. So this is kind of massive as well, just as a reminder. Now, adding to that, and here you're gonna see it a little bit more better on the whole crypto category flow. You see that all of them, all four, are getting into the neutral or even already below. That means we are super hard squeezing out every single drop of the market right now. Right, the meme coins way skyrocket. We saw that already on the inflow from yesterday, even on the weekly open. Alts went a little bit more lower, so it did retrace, but they are starting to pick up and the large caps are taking over. That means the rotation in the crypto is there as well. Stablecoins went down, so we are technically squeezed. How do we know that? We are taking care of the late shorts. This is already the third phase of the late shorts that we had since the whole downtrend. The first one we took out, that was 64. The second one 68-ish right now, and the third one's gonna be around 69. That's the last one, and those are the 150 X's over here that you see. They came quite hard into the downside with the whole price potential that we went into the lows, and right now we are aiming to take them out. Now, what does that mean? That means if we're going to take out 150 X's, we could potentially wick even higher into the 71-ish. That's going to be underside retest. What's going to be the deal of that? That's a big potential of the reversal. We took out not only the 10, 20, 150, and then the last over is the 20 X's. Most of the liquidity been taken, right? We saw that as well on the bids. I'm going to come back to that one for a second, right? There is, like, you can see as well on my settings, I'm not that high on them. Most of the times I'm more like in 300s, but right now I'm like in 200. Not only, but there's like thin orders into the upside, right? Like we took out most of the orders that have been here. That's been already like quite late shorts. I've been staggering with the orders and everything, so we took out of them. This is the second one. I mean, almost the second one that we're gonna take care of it, and let's see if that's gonna be the trick. Even if we're gonna continue, right? It's gonna be a little bit more in a second about that, but that's the whole idea behind it, right? We took out everything to the downside. Right now, the bounce of it, what we're gonna aim for, take out the last or the late shorts. That's gonna be the driven area to get at least into the 73 underside retest, right? That's whole structure that we failed from. That's gonna be the first what we're gonna aim for, and then if we're gonna start to deal with the whole structure and the resistance of it, could be potential the flip and to get a little bit more higher. That could change the whole perspective that we are right now, because we are still in a downtrend. If we're not gonna flip 77 or 76-ish area, that's still gonna be the case. If we're gonna flip it, we could potentially change that, and then the bottom is in technically for now. Right, we do see some money inflow, a little bit more into the neutral, nothing special or nothing significant yet. Cash flow is still negative. Oscillation came hard into the neutral one, so there's still left some driven momentum for it to go higher. But that still said, if it's coming that hard back into the neutral, right? No, there could be some possibility for the pullback, because we are technically almost 6 days, a week, full week of sending it higher up, right, without even coming back for any retest or even taking care of some longs that have some free rides. So yeah, both sides, we do have some liquidity, but the most of it is still above us, still 68, 69. So that's my aim first. Now note, that's the mid of this whole fair value gap, so we could potentially aim a little bit more higher, take care of the 20 axis over here. That's still fine, but then still structure changing perspective is only above 73. Everything below that is still reversing and still going lower, if so. Okay, and something to consider as well, we do have, and that's tomorrow, some housing permits and numbers coming into the market. So that's not going to be a big anything to for the volatility, but the 17th, so that's going to be in 2 days from today. There's a lot of pressure from the volatility coming in from retail sales, the Fed interest rates coming in, FOMC meeting is going to be here as well, so watch it. There's going to be a lot of shenanigans coming in into the market for sure. So if you are not sure to trade it, then stay away and wait till the dust settled. Okay. For this as well, I will not, even if you are right now not even in a long, wait for the pullback. That there is nothing to worry about. You're not gonna miss the boat. Believe me, we are not going to new all-time right now. There is still much more for that to be dealing with. Okay, so wait for the pullback, then you can load on some longs if you want. If you're gonna hold on some structure, that's fine, but don't jump the gun right now because there's no need for it, especially with the all the FAT what is coming in from the market in a couple of days. To show you the squeeze potential and what I meant with that, that's been quite long time that we saw that kind of potential from already from the bottoms what we settled down in June, beginning of June, right? On 4 hour we've been squeezing it quite significant hard. Now that's a really a big squeeze potential that we break out from it technically, and we've been aiming for that one. There's a really big buildup of liquidity below us, so watch for that as well if we're gonna come back for it. But so far, where are the short squeeze that we've been dealing with? Now, the 3 blocks that we set, there was one over here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me change the color of it. One block over here. Another one right now, what we are dealing with. So 67 and 68-ish area. So that's another one, late shorts that we're dealing with. And then the last one is technically over here. It's the last one before we're going to have a quite big gap with almost none liquidity on it, on leverage. There are some orders placed over there and the books are quite thin as well. So if we reach that kind of area, what we have over here, we call it kind of a dead zone liquidity. That's technically what you can aim for a reversal sign, right? Because technically 80% of the liquidity been already dealt with. So what we're going to do, let's take care of the downside and do the whole momentum move to the downside and take care of the longs that they are stacked over there, right? So that's the sign for a reversal most of the cases. So yeah, still aiming to go higher, technically around 68-ish 0.6. That would be a really nice bounce from it if we're gonna get there, and so far we are still pushing higher, right? So yeah, like you see over here as well, last Sunday what we did, technically the exact same thing, the exact same inflow of the spots that was driving and breakout from the structure, but that didn't last for long. This one might take a little bit longer because we still have quite a lot of liquidity above us to grab. So yeah, that's why I'm not aiming that we're gonna get back at 74-ish right now. That's gonna take time. We need to grind this out. So yeah, to hedge it out, that's gonna be a really nice place to be. 68, 6-ish area. That's definitely a good hedge for the long that you settled. So yeah, strength is coming down a little bit. Oscillation is quite overheated. Cash flow, you could see potential reversal if you're gonna get back at 66. So yeah, quite everything is already overheated, and the squeeze potential is finally coming back into the neutral. So yeah, we did the trick, and right now we just taking out the whole liquidity for us. Yeah, let's move on 4 hour. Still at the resistance. Yesterday on the stream I mentioned that as well. On the set retest, 65.7. As you can see, that played out quite perfectly because that was the stop where we settled even below the daily and weekly open. Really nice. And then we just blasted through it. And right now we are getting at the resistance of March and 67-ish area. So on that squeeze over here, all the shorts been already taken, right? The next ones are a little bit more above us. That's still potential good to go. The only thing, we need to regain March right now and 67.7. If we're not going to do that, if we're going to reverse right now and close anything on 4 hour or yeah, let's say 4 hour below the daily and weekly, that's done, right? That fair value gap is going to be filled, and then we're going to start to get back at the support at 63.5. That's the previous daily and previous weekly. Losing that, we start to get in all of those longs that we stacked over here. So yeah, still potentially good, right? This is still good in whole uptrend. Still, we're not gonna lose the whole main point of 60.9k. This low, you cannot lose that right now. Overall, still good, right? But high time frame doesn't change anything yet, and that's still not gonna change till we're not gonna regain at least 73. Right, that's the highest time frame that you need to regain. Daily looks fine, right? This is really good uptrend, but then still same thing what we did over here. Right, first we did the whole break into the lows, downtrending, hold the lows, and then we've been all grinding this stuff out. So yeah, this still good, looks good, but I will not, like, if you are not in the short from the lows already, if you are not in the long from the lows already, then I will not bother right now. Just wait for a pullback or a significant structure to hold. Right, coming back at the daily, that's still of course going to be a good bounce. Definitely with that kind of inflow and the positivity of the cash flow, still good to go. Okay, but losing it, like I said, the New York 4-hour close, it's the one that gives you the direction for the next day, right? So that's going to be the important. Don't jump it right now if you are not in. Go a little bit quicker. Yeah, so there is not much in front of us. We are getting into the band, and that was as well quite nice to see how that's been squeezing out all of the juices and holding us down until we break out from it. Now the next one, again, 74. Yeah, 73.8. That's the first biggest resistance that you're gonna get. There is a fair value gap with some liquidity, and below that, that's all. Right, but we need to settle up structure above 67.4. So yeah, that's the aim. Right now we are the resistance. We do have some bounce back from it. So potentially, let's see how 1 hour is going to be dealing with this whole price action coming back at the daily. That's definitely going to be a nice bounce, getting back and a retest or failing it or regaining it, right? That's going to be the key level right now. Settle down the price and see which direction we're going to go. Like I said, I really, really don't like that kind of big inflows. Same thing what we had over here. That's something that I really discard, but it is what it is. Still a volatile market, and yeah, it was technically a good bounce from the support, but we broke way too quick something to regain that massively, and I don't like fair value gaps, but it is what it is. That's my own opinion, I guess. Yeah, liquidity, I think we covered that already. Taken 4 hour, out all of the lines, so it's going to be easier to look at it. Yeah, see, so right now we took out most of the liquidity. There is still 100x above us, 67.1-ish area, so that could be the deal. But right now we are dealing with March, flipping March. You're gonna get back at all of this pocket over here, right? So yeah, if you want a nice long, then definitely it's gonna be from daily, coming back and breaking down the daily with the weekly. You're gonna come back at 63-ish area. That could be nice squeeze, but note, if you're gonna get back over here and starting to lose any low below 63, you could potentially deal with this whole big pocket over here, right, before you're gonna bounce back. So yeah, first ball scalp, fine, a sneaky scalp. Yeah, I think that's all on Bitty. Ooh, guys talking about in the chat, let me have a look. Yeah, midweek FOMC meetings, yes. Go with that. Coming back to 66 hype. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that one as well in a second. What did you send? Hype USD. Yeah, 66. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's fair value gap. Yeah, we could definitely, right? That whole pullback to the daily test of that hold, that definitely, right? With this kind of inflow, like for me as well, like if you see this inflow coming in and you close significant everything above previous structure, yeah, that's still a hold, right? Any pullback on that one on low time frame, 1 hour at least, yeah, definitely daily and weekly. That's a really good bounce. Show the time like this month on the previous target. That's all-time high. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be definitely liquidity sucker. Yeah, with that unlock. But yeah, let's see. I'm not really like dealing. To be honest with you, I didn't even buy it yet, and I don't bother yet with it. Like it's all cool and fine, but like to go only by this and oop, I'd rather wait. I'm not gonna miss out. I don't have FOMO of anything. I don't need to like jump in on everything. So no. BTC on the yeah, the K BTC again. I mean, to do that, like, get back at 100K. The problem with that is you will change the whole trajectory right now of Bitcoin if you're gonna go back at 100K, because then you're gonna do the whole on the side retest. Yeah, and believe me, if people start to short this, yeah, we might blast even through it. So nah, I don't see that. I don't think this is the bear market, guys, at all. No. Hold it while everyone panics. Yeah, but that's so far. Like, I would like to see that. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I would like to see that. But so far, what we've been doing is technically exact the same thing over and over again, right? Sideways with breakout, dump. Sideways with breakout, dump. What can we do? Sideways with breakout, dump. Right? Can we do that one more time? Like, believe me, we can. Are we gonna do that? I'm not sure. So far, the only aim, like for me and perspective, is like the whole structure wise, is June. June open is the line in the sand right now, right? Flipping or failing that. It's the same thing what happened with over here with February. That was as well like, look how long we kept that below the whole February line till we like get into that one, break out from it, failed, and do it again. Can we do it one more like that? Definitely we can. Definitely we can with June, right? If that's going to be the case. Because so far we failed from June even heavily and quicker than we did it from February. But yeah, we can do that. So the AI charting tool shows a lot of support. Yeah, I don't have that on AI charting tool switch on. I think I have that on Algo Master, but they are quite the same. 64 on 4 hour, I guess you talking about, or yeah, 4 hour. Okay. Yeah, there is a lot of them because we've been uptrending, right? This is in uptrend. This was a really good support. Like we built up that whole block twice already, and here we have a small one as well. Like I said, this comes as well in exactly the same momentum that I've been talking before. Before we covered it, like holding the daily and weekly right now will get you a little bit more higher. If that's not going to be the failure from it, where do you gonna end up in the support that you settled down on a Sunday? So this order block, right? That was the whole support that's been created, and that's overlapping with the previous dailies, too, even on the same time, and previous weekly. So yeah, everything is overlapping on that one. So that is still a good support. Those two. Failing that, it's gonna bring you in 61, right? The support that you create in this whole area over here. This is what matters. Not everything what's in front of that. So yeah. Stupid trade. Well, it's good trade on Zach. You like that kind of volatile tokens, crypto poly. So yeah, good on you. Mental trade. I bought it after you said. Oh, okay. I think you were talking about me. Glad someone joined. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. I really despise that whole Zach token, but it's a good one to make easy money from it, I guess. But yeah, I think that's all on Bitcoin, and that's quite clear for most of the perspective, right? Still up, still otherwise, right? Flipping March gonna do the trick to go a little bit more higher. Not considering Q2 anymore because that's been quite dealt heavily with it as well. But yeah, flipping March will do the trick to go a little bit more higher. Definitely 69 first and 68. That's the last potential squeeze for now, and then we're gonna see if we're gonna deal with 70k, right? But yeah, pullback is still quite nice and for sure in place. Now let's have a look on different tokens. Hype as well had a really good run up from the lows that it broke the whole support, and like I've been saying, like Hype really likes to break the whole support and then you send it, right? But still, like, yes, it's good, a really nice potential right now, right? Holding the weekly, but you are dealing with a really big resistance. So not sure if that's going to be something that you're going to be breaking out in one go, but this is something that, yeah, to consider, like, to take care of first. And June retest, yeah, let's see how it's going to be. Well, still good. Holding the daily, anything above daily, it's fine. Coming back, you start to do same thing what Bitcoin does, right? Every single token right now have this whole fucking inflow from Sunday. Sorry for my French. But then, yeah, below that, you have another support. So still good. It did regain previous high already. So yeah, structure, it's technically breaking, but changing that, you need to hold anything above $60, in my opinion. But yeah, still good. But yeah, that big resistance is still quite a big deal. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, if we're gonna do something like this, then you might see one more all-time high breakout and then that whole momentum. So let's see. It's good, really good. My spot buy backs are quite happy still about it. So yeah, that's fine. ETH did have a really good run as well, and even much more volatile than Bitcoin, so that's still positive. Did regain finally its stuff, even the 1.7, so that's good. The next one is underside retest, what we are technically dealing right now with it, and then the 1.8. That's the whole area to go for, especially with the liquidity. So we have that pocket over here, see, without even switching on. I knew already that's gonna be a quiet pocket before we're gonna see that dead zone over here, right? And I'm wondering right now how we're gonna look on the band. Out that one, but the daily, it's gonna be quite close, I guess. Oh, we are already at it. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting, right? If ETH gonna take care first of the whole band and liquidity 8.1 and coming back at March on the side retest of that area. So that might be the first one who's gonna do that. That's nice. Same thing what we did over here. Like, yeah, we're doing it so many times, and we might continue doing that every single Sunday right now. It's gonna be interesting. Overall, really good Monday open. Really positive. And yeah, stood out. Lasting through on that retest, took out most of the liquidity. October, oh boy, still long way. Q4. Yeah, potentially really nice push, and let's see if we're gonna continue doing that. Check as well on that retest. June, flip to June, and it's gonna blast again. That's the whole trick. The rest of the resistance, I don't care about that. But use the June one. Have been weekends, yeah. I mean, I don't have any issues with the weekends, and I kind of like to trade weekends as well. Most of the times I did that because I had a lot of time to do that. Most of my free time been in the weekends, and I had to do that through the week. Like most of the times, I'm not really like having the time to do that right now, especially. But yeah, so far weekends are fine. Like there is no problem with the weekends. Like low volume, it's still not necessarily say it's bad to trade. But yeah, you couldn't like predict this whole move, like it's gonna blast like that. Like yeah, it did hold the support, that's all fine. But then yeah, to blast it like that, you couldn't predict that. If it calls for it, lately seems to be. Yeah, but like, don't get hung up on it, right? Like, because it happens 2-3 times doesn't mean it's gonna happen forever, right? Like, that's the whole idea as well behind it. We had like shitloads of momentum. Like for example, over here, I remember we had like the weekends been so dead that yeah, there is so low volume there wasn't even any momentum movement of it. So yeah, well, still that's changing like every single week, month, or whatsoever. Especially with all of that shenanigans, what's going on with the whole orange man. If he said something like yesterday, apparently he said something and we blast through it, everyone was buying the spot back shitloads and whatsoever. Like yeah, fine. But if you want to trade that, then be my guest. But not something that I'm looking for. So yeah, overall quite good, really nice. I like that kind of weekly open, but still note we are at the resistance most of the tokens as well. We took out quite a big deal of the liquidity already. We are in the squeeze that still is technically working out the whole potential of it. So we still didn't cool off on it. We could do one more. There is a lot of numbers coming in this week, so be aware, right? Be aware that it could get a little bit uglier, right? That's the thing is as well, people kind of forget about everything when they see 4 days in a row going upside and they think they're gonna reach all-time high in tomorrow. That's not really the deal, and that doesn't work like that. So still, there's a lot coming in, right? And look at that. If we're gonna settle down on this support, like over here, like easily we could reverse the whole volatility momentum, right? So yeah, we could have a pullback. That's technically right now on 4 hour, it's preparing for. If that's not going to be the case, we're going to get back below 14 or around 14. Still, volatility next, we are at support. What does that mean? Potentially a reversal sign. What does that mean for the whole market? Potentially a reversal sign, right? Dixie as well. Like we didn't break anything yet on the daily side, right? Same thing what we did over here. So yeah, good. But there is times as well for the pullbacks, right? And be aware of them. That still is the daily and weekly. That's still fine for the continuation. 63.6, to be honest, and one at technically like that one, 61.4. Those two, those are the main ones, bigger ones. Anything below 61, yeah, that start to get a little bit troubling. But that's not for today. Oh yeah, good bounce, good week. Already like 2 weeks technically, because we are in the second week from the whole down momentum. So yeah. as well. Those kind of price action and price action right now, what we have, good times to take profits in anywhere what you are. If you bought spots or you are in long, now it's a time to take some profit. Don't think we're gonna go higher just because. Lately, I'm not active. Notice so far, yeah. I was gonna bounce here. Yeah, I mean, could be. I have a little bit more better potential to get back at the daily and do a bigger bounce. Because it's already far away. Get some outs on the go. Okay. So yeah, really good. Really, really good. Apex had a really nice bounce from the support, break, regain, off you go, and it's already at the high of its range. So yeah, Apex is doing quite well. So they starting to pick up a little bit on it and hold it. So that means it create already a range, right? So let's say this is your range. From perspective, right? This is your range. From the low of the range, what did you do? You break out from the highs and you are already above it. So now the only thing what AVAX need to do is holding anything above 6.7. If you start to do this above it and you start to break out, you start to get back at $7. Yeah. Overall, good, really good. And right, I like that. Right, I've been on my own stream. I've been talking about the price action of 65.9, the underside retest that played out, and right now we are at the high of 67. I like that structure over here. Really, really like it. AVAX has a gap on the daily. What kind of gap? Fair value gap. Oh, that's random. Sorry, fair value gap. I mean, 8. I mean on spot. You said AVAX has a gap to 8 on the daily. I mean, for value gap, then that's even to $9. But yeah, it is. But that means the order books over here are thin out as well. Render still good. Really nice bounce. It came back even almost at March open. Price it didn't reach it. Still nice bounce, but then what you aim for, like that's the whole idea behind this whole price momentum what we have. Like every single thing that you did to the downside, you're gonna do exact the same to the upside. And how does that look like? It's a freaking Bart Simpson, right? Technically, it's a small one, but yeah, it is, because there is nothing to the level view, right? There is fair value gaps, there is empty, thin order books, most of the times no liquidity over here. So you're gonna just drive it up into the highs, get into the inside retest or even at a high, and then do the bigger range. But that's as well set on Bitcoin, right? Like for now, that's still potentially nice if you're gonna get back at even 60 or 70-ish K, because that means we could play a really nice big range instead of having that small freaking ranges that we have over here. So yeah, we could have a nice big range for a hedge, right? Because ranges tend to play out almost 90% of the market time instead of going up and down only. So yeah, we could have a really nice hedge potential of what's that, 10%, even a little bit more higher. Nice perspective. Jesus Bombus, you are really going for the leaderboard points, right? AF looks good. San, Algo, Orca, Op. What? Boy, he went on fire. Dang. Yeah. So yeah, nice spike of inflow. Let's see how we're gonna keep it up with it for the next couple days till definitely the whole market numbers coming back in and the volatility is gonna go again. Maybe otherwise side. Who knows? Because I've been trading past weeks or buying and seeing good. Yeah, nice. I have no clue what Algo is. Looks good. Is that the token as well? I don't think so. OP dot dot. Are you seriously doing dot as well? I didn't know that's still alive by the dot. Shouldn't that be dead already? Oh, it is. I mean, yeah, it's not. That isn't hard to buy a dot at its lowest when it's not already for like weeks, but that was okay. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Used to be good. I mean, back in the days. Still, you can buy more when we're gonna reach a little bit lower. Really? Hmm. Could be. Yeah, could be. Yeah. Most of the times I don't have that much faith in any of coins besides Bitcoin, but yeah, how is this doing? Hmm. Some good inflow. Everything's gonna do exact the same thing. Of the lows right now. When Trump had a spike of inflow coming in, lows on TIA. Fine, that's a nice support for the first time ever. So yeah, potentially nice. Cool. But yeah, I think that's all from me. Uh, yeah, that's fine as well. Like everything what's close to zero is good to buy, right? Like the loss of that one is not much, and it's not gonna be that hard or harsh-ish. When yeah, I used to do that as well. Like back in the days, like you can ask Eagle how many tokens we've been holding. Like last cycle, that's ballistic. The spot that we went through, like I think it's safe to say we went through like uh, up 200 or even more spots that we used to hold. The spreadsheet that we used to have, like that was crazy. That's all before even the AI was a thing. So, good old days. But yeah, anyhow, I think that's quite clear, right? On whole bitty shenanigans so far. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bounce. Tomorrow you're gonna have a proper market update with Viking if he's gonna be back home till then. And so far, yeah, did my best. Was a quick one, but I think that was quite clear and quite good to look out for. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting week definitely, and watch it, right? Like don't jump the gun if that's not necessary. Just wait. Like be patient. Like there's no need for even buying it that high something, or like there's always gonna be better price for it, and you're not gonna miss anything. Believe me, believe me. Sometimes even it's good to wait it out. and wise. Right. So yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate you all, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.